Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a sparkly halo cut crease and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissances eye palette. So the first shade that I'm going in with is the lightest vanilla shade, and I'm going to apply this right underneath my brow bone to give it a sort of highlight, and I feel like this gives my eyebrow a sort of lift and I just like how it looks. Now I'm going to use the shade Golden Ochre. This is a very light shade which is really nice to use as a transition shade. I have to say that I made a sort of mistake. The brush that I was using was dirty from the last time I used it, and I think I used a sort of black shade. So the shade turns out really ashy gray in my crease. It doesn't look nice. So I decided to use a different brush and go in with the Raw Sienna shade, trying to sort of cover that up so you can't really see it anymore. But yeah. I just wanted to leave it in the video so you can see I'll also make mistakes. I have done it a few times before and I know you all appreciate when I show this. So as you can see, I applied amount of the Raw Sienna to hide it. Now I'm going to use the shade Burnt Orange, and I'm just slightly blending this right on top of it just to give it a little bit more warmth, since this shade has a little bit more orange in it. So now I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC15. And now I'm going to carve my crease. And I know this is quite fast. If you have seen more of my cut crease videos, I always go in with quite some steps before I use the concealer on my eyelid. But I really wanted to do something very easy and quick today. I have to say, in the end of the video, it turned out a little bit different than I was planning. But you will see that later. So I applied this all over the lid and then create a sort of round effect. Now I'm going back in with the Raw Sienna shade with a Morphe M506 brush, and I also applied the shade a little bit more in my outer V, so it really goes all the way around the concealer on the lid. Now I'm going to use the shade Love Letter, and I'm going to apply this at the beginning part of my eyelid. You can also see how I did it on my other eye. But I'm just going to apply this in my inner part, also right underneath my crease and in the outer V. And I want to leave the middle part of my eyelid blank so I can pop a light shade right there. So yeah, I'm just pressing this to get the most coverage as possible. Now I'm going to use the Cutcrease Umber shade. This is the darkest shade. It's a matte brown. And I'm going to blend this in my outer V. I have to say, when I did this, I was like, what am I doing? Because I found it really hard to blend out since I really carved out that crease. So it's really hard to blend this on top of the red and make it look smooth. So I really blended a lot in order to get it to look a little bit more soft. But at the end it worked, but I'm not sure if I would recreate this, if I would do the same. So now I'm going in with a bigger, fluffier brush in order to make it look more blended out. Now I'm going to use the shade Love Letter again. I'm just going to reapply this right on top of where I already applied the shade. I felt like the Cutcrease Umber shade kind of washed out the Love Letter shade in the outer V, so I just went back with another layer. Now I'm going to use the shade Primavera, and I'm going to apply this in the middle part where I haven't applied any product yet. And this will give me that sort of halo effect. So I'm pressing this right in the middle using my MAC 242 brush, my favorite brush, like I always say. I think you will definitely need this brush in your life if you just want a very nice brush for applying shades on the lid. It works for matte shades, but also really nice for shimmery shades. Now I'm going to use the shade Antique Bronze, and I'm going to use this shade to kind of blend out the edges. I'm using a Certify blending brush, and as you can see, I'm just going around the edges, not very precise, just blending my brush back and forth to make sure that it kind of melts into the Love Letter eyeshadow shade. Now I'm going to use the glitter liner in shade White Gold by Tarte Cosmetics. The eyeshadow look was kind of done for me. I was finished, but I just felt like something was missing. I really wasn't planning to use any glitter, but I just didn't like how my crease went from the red to the really light brown shade. I just felt like it didn't look blended out, so I needed something to break it, and I just got the glitter eyeliner from Tarte Cosmetics new in the mail, so this was nice to try this out, and I feel like it kind of saved the whole eye look. I do feel like this is a sort of holiday party eye makeup, but whatever, it looked really fabulous. Now I'm going back in with the Cutcrease Umber eyeshadow, and I'm using a Sigma E15 brush. This is a flat definer, and I really like to use this for applying and pressing the shade, right underneath my lower lash line. Yeah, I don't know, I just really like to use this brush, and I think you can also rock this eye look on a party night or maybe every day. I used it on a regular day today, and I think it looked really nice. Now I'm going to use the shade Raw Sienna, and I'm going to use this shade to blend out that Cutcrease Umber shade right underneath the eyes, just like I did on the eyelids. So you get that sort of same fade underneath the eyes as I'm also having in my crease. Now I'm going to use the shade Buon Fresco, and I'm going to softly press this in the middle part underneath my lower lash line. I'm using a smudge brush by Sigma, and as you can see, I'm softly pressing this, but also I am going back and forth with my brush, blending this towards the Cutcrease Umber shade. Now I'm going to use the Primavera eyeshadow, same shade as I used in the middle part of my eyelid, and I'm going to apply this in my inner corner. And I also kind of touched up the shade in the middle part and made sure that there were no glitters on the eyelids. So for my lashes, I use lashes from my own lash company, and this is the style Silly. I have a special discount code in my description bar. And to finish it all off, I'm using this white Fascinating eye pencil by MAC for the waterline. I didn't want it to go for something black, I wanted to keep it really fresh, and I didn't want it black pencil to make my eyes look smaller. So yes, this is already the end of the tutorial. I really hope you enjoy watching. And yes, don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you have any recommendations for my next video on something that you would like to see, then let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys!